Welcome to DM Prep. My name is Ian and I'll be your DM for today. Today we're prepping episode 8 of the Gilded Troll Plays Curse of Strahd, titled The Vistana. And joining me is Steph. This is my wife. She's a player. She's not in Curse of Strahd yet.
What am I doing here?
What are you doing here? So yes, it's embodied Steph. You might also notice that our audio quality sucks way less because I have an actual microphone now instead of using the webcam mic. Hopefully the audio quality is much better. So why is Steph here? That's a good question.
I'm Ireena now.
Yeah, she's playing Ireena. So Steph has already played through Curse of Strahd before. She knows, I'm not going to say everything about the campaign. Like, there are areas that you missed.
Yeah.
And obviously, even in the areas you get to, you're not going to learn everything about them.
No.
And then there's a lot of stuff in the book that there really just isn't any way for players to learn.
Mm-mm.
So you don't know everything, but you know how the story goes, essentially.
Mm-hmm. I can help move it
way you want it. Right. So Steph is going to play Ireena. Ireena Kolyana, if that wasn't super clear. She's going to be acting as a player character. So she's going to stay one level behind the party. So the party currently is level 5. You're going to be level 4 to start. Okay. I'm thinking either champion or battlemaster fighter. I haven't decided. I don't think there's anything that really supports her being anything more fantastic than a fighter.
Yeah, I haven't played any fighter archetypes enough to know which is a better fit.
Fragranus is battlemaster, so it's settled. So how about we just make Ireena real quick? Like, that's not a terrible idea, right?
Nah. That way I know how it works.
Right. So let's make Ireena. Standard.
A second battlemaster.
Ireena Kolyana.
All right. What makes a battlemaster though?
So what makes a battlemaster a battlemaster?
Yeah.
Maneuvers.
Oh, okay.
So.
Did I play one?
Character. Do I have Ireena in here? I do have Ireena in here.
Is it the updated Ireena?
It is the updated Ireena.
Yeah.
It's not like portraity though. Like, it's full.
Oh, hell yeah. That's alright. That's good enough for now.
Yeah, it's good enough for now. So the thing that makes a battlemaster is maneuvers. So you essentially get a pool of superiority dice, they're called. If you're familiar with Bardic Inspiration, it's essentially just like that. Like, instead of giving them out, you use them yourself. You get, I want to say, like 3 per short. And then you get a number of maneuvers that are fueled by those superiority dice.
So you just pick what you want to use. When you use it, you dip into the pool.
Exactly.
Right.
And then I think there's a limitation that you can only use 1 superiority die per attack.
Oh, that'd be busted.
That would be busted.
Yeah.
So, like, if you can't do a precision tripping pushing attack. So I think the first thing that we want to do is pick her background, and it's real easy. She's noble. Like, she's literally raised as a noble. History, persuasion, cool beans. Tool proficiencies. I want to say that Borovians prefer playing cards over dice. I'm not finding anything about dice in the first 2 chapters of the book. So I mean, yeah, you're gonna get the Taraka deck, and I knew, like, that's why I didn't even bother searching like cards. Relationship goals. So language. I don't think it really makes a difference what language she knows.
No.
Let's give her Elvish for no reason. Is there Vistani?
No, that's a joke.
Is there vampire? Yes, there's a vampire language. So background's really easy. You got history and persuasion from there. You're a fighter. So the one thing is, Ireena has insight. Like, that's just a thing. So,
what do you mean it's a thing?
So Ireena, as written in the book, uses the noble stat block. And the noble stat block has deception, insight, and persuasion. You already have persuasion from your background. So let's see if we can get deception from fighter. I don't think we can. No, we can't. That's fine. She doesn't strike me as particularly deceptive, so I don't think we need it.
History, I buy?
She already has history from her background, but by picking history from her class, that frees us up to pick literally any skill.
So there's deception.
So now we've got the 3 noble skills as well as history, and that makes sense for a noble. Like, nobles learn history. Nobody learned history except for nobles. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ireena is that she is armored. So the other thing with Ire but she doesn't have a shield. So I think dueling fighting style is appropriate. She's got a rapier, no shield, dueling fighting style.
Okay.
Perfect. You have +2 to damage.
Neat.
Cool. Martial archetype, that's going to be Battle Master. And then at level 4 we get an ASI, but first let's figure out our ability scores to begin with. And we didn't even pick a race. So the real question is, do we want to do human or variant human? I think for the purposes of making her a more simple character, I think regular human is better for our purposes.
Yeah, she's not supposed to be optimized.
Yeah, she's not supposed to be optimal. She's not supposed to be... I don't care about languages. Stop giving me language. Dwarvish. Whatever. She speaks Common, Elvish, and Dwarvish. Can you get more boring?
Are there any...
Hey, you got channel point button. Are there any what?
Dwarves in Borovia?
Not one.
So don't pick Dwarvish.
I also deleted all the elves.
Well, go back. No, this is gonna bother me if you fucking, like, I have Dwarvish just on it. Scroll back up. Hold on.
I think the only language... Yeah, I was literally going to say, I think the only language that could possibly matter is
Goliaths.
Giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Do Goliaths just know Giant?
That's a good question.
I feel like they should if they don't, but what do I know?
Yeah, right? Goliath. Goliath traits. Languages. Common and Giant.
Yeah, alright. Yeah. I buy it.
Alright, cool. So let's get some ability scores. So we're doing point buy. So if you're using a rapier, you're going to be using Dex, so we're going to max that out. If you're going to be using a breastplate, which is the armor that she has, I don't think it has a strength requirement. It does not, so we don't need strength. So let's just give her a nice, easy 9, which will go up to 10 with the human racial ability score bonus.
Right.
We're going to do Constitution 13. I don't want to give her too much. She is pretty sharp. Like her mental, I would say her mental abilities are you know, slightly above average.
Yeah.
So we end up with 3 points left over that we can do with what we want. We could bump one of the mental stats to +2.
I don't hate wisdom.
Wisdom? Alright. So we're gonna bump that.
Charisma and int don't make a whole lot of sense, but wisdom, like, she...
Oh, we still have 1 point left over.
She has... You could just... Yeah, just do strength.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything because we already have the +1 racial, but...
If you take into consideration that Ireena has reincarnated so many times, there might be wisdom associated with that. Yeah.
The thing is, she has no knowledge of her prior lives. In fact, at this point in the campaign, she doesn't even know she has prior lives. So I don't know if that's appropriate.
No. You want to make her smarter?
I'm trying to find a way to get all of the scores odd, though. So essentially what that'll entail...
strength up to like 11 then. What does that do then? So...
No, so what I have to do is I need to... So by bumping dexterity to 15, what I've done is spend 2 points twice. So I need to spend 2 points a third time. No, it's not possible to get all odd scores. It's not possible. Due to parity. If only Andy were here, he'd give me a kudos for knowing math things. Let's just bump in. It's not going to make a difference. So she's got pretty good ability scores. Total modifier of 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. Which, I mean, not hard when you're a human.
Yeah.
So, you missed the math things because your internet went out. I said that it's impossible to get all odd scores with a 27 point buy because of parity. So we're going to do an ability score improvement. We're going to give her more dex.
So I'm not even going to question it.
I'm going to move that.
Soda!
Here. So you can
Coke sponsor us.
Please don't sponsor us. So we're going to bump her dex just so that you're more competent in melee. So you got 18 dex, which is way more than you need for wearing a breastplate. But that's fine.
I feel like you need to be over a little bit more.
Oh, Jesus. I'm way off camera.
There you go.
Jeez. Why is that so narrow? Actually,
don't be afraid to be close to me.
No, you know what it is? I cropped the hell out of the camera.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, now there's lots of room.
Yeah, now we got lots of room to stay way away from
for activities.
Yeah. No. Alright, I'm going to move this over here.
We're learning, guys.
We're learning. This is... Yeah, no, that's
I'm not... Like, I don't know if this is going to be a consistent thing.
I don't think it is.
But, like...
Yeah, that looks good. I don't think we need all this space over here.
No.
Alright.
Let's hang it up. Oh, all of your hoodies.
All of my hoodies, yeah, all 4 of them. Just hanging on the door. That's fine. Social distance, guys. Yeah. Thanks. So. Could go variant human with Martial Adept. We could do that. So Martial Adept is 2020 feats UI. Oh, wow, it just auto-completed. So there's the 2020 feats UI, which has Martial Adept. If I'm... Oh, no. Martial Adept is the player's handbook feat.
Yeah.
That steals a class feature. And then the 2020 feats UA made a bunch of feats that also steal class features.
I'd like to be a crusher, please.
We could give you Piercer, actually. I do want this, like, the right size, though. Which means that I can make this a little taller.
Should we be considering at all that maybe I should try to balance out their party a little bit?
I don't think the party needs balancing is the thing. So
I wasn't sure.
You know, they've got a Blaster caster with Elodie.
Yeah.
They've got a support caster with Gramps. They've got a rogue. They've got beefy melee. They've got dex melee. Like,
okay.
They have basically.
I don't want to step on anyone's toes is my thing.
Yeah.
With being introduced.
Right.
And I might with Snurk. Yeah.
Just by virtue of being a fighter.
So what is this going to be different enough?
I think so.
Probably with maneuvers. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the fact that you're a level lower than them makes you just sort of worse than them.
Should I be lower?
I don't think okay, so the reason that I picked one level lower is you don't have extra attack right now.
Okay.
That is so huge. And they're going to spend so much time at level 5 that by the time they get to level 6, I mean, number one, Ireena might not be with them anymore. I don't know how long they're actually going to keep her around.
Yeah.
But number two, they're going to be so jazzed about having their level 6 features all of a sudden that they're not going to notice that you have extra attack.
Yeah.
So, I think it's fine. I don't hate Martial Adept. But incidentally, we do ASI and feat over here at the Gilded Troll, so we're gonna do Martial Adept anyway, even without Variant Human.
Okay.
So you get an Artisan's tool. We're gonna go Calligraphers because she's a noble, and like, what the hell else would she learn? I don't know, dude. Let's go Woodcarvers because she made a.
I make steaks in my free time.
No, she made a coffin for her dad.
Oh, that's dark.
That's a thing.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, we're going to pick maneuvers. So for these, we have to look up the actual list of maneuvers because D&D Beyond hates people who are creating characters. So we're going to look up maneuvers. Commander's Strike. You can forgo one of your attacks and use a bonus action to direct one of your companions to strike as a reaction to make a melee weapon attack, and they add your superiority die to the damage roll if you hit.
Okay.
Disarming Attack. You can, when you hit them, you can spend a superiority die. You add the die to the damage, and they have to make a strength save versus dropping the thing.
Do they make... I don't make a save.
No, they make a strength save versus dropping the thing you chose.
I like that one.
Yeah, Disarming's pretty good.
Yeah.
We're gonna pick that one.
What else?
Distracting Strike. I don't think that's really her style.
No, I don't think she's evasive either.
Fainting Attack.
Maybe?
Spend a die and get advantage on your next attack. That doesn't seem very good because it costs your bonus action. Yikes.
What else am I using my bonus action for?
So as a fighter, you have Second Wind.
Which I can do, what?
Once per short.
Once per short. So, it's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. It's really bothering that this camera is like not quite the right size. There we go.
It's fine.
Now we got it.
Goading. Probably not the best if I'm a lower level than everyone else.
Nope.
Lunging.
That seems appropriate for a rapier, just like the fencer lunge kind of thing. I don't know.
I like lunging.
Alright, cool. Lunging. Nope, not goading. Lunging.
Alright, what else?
Maneuvering. You can spend a superiority die, add it to your damage.
Are these called maneuvers and they have a maneuvering attack?
Yes.
That's dumb.
Yeah, you have maneuver.
That's stupid.
Good point. I never even noticed that. But yeah, spend a spirit die, add it to your damage, and then a friendly creature can use its action to move half its speed without provoking. It's okay.
I like support things, but that doesn't seem very good.
It also slows down combat, because it's like, hey, asshole, I know it's not your turn, but do a thing.
Menacing seems dumb. Like, how many things are we going to fight against that are capable of being frightened?
Yeah, that too.
Parry.
Parry is appropriate?
Probably.
So precision, I think, is the best one out of all of them, but really only if you have heavy weapon master or sharpshooter. Because, like, oh, I rolled mediocrely with my -5 to hit. Let me precision attack that so I can actually hit them. But if you're, like, if it's just a regular attack, it's not worth it to spend the die on just that. But if you're doing a power attack to get +10 damage...
Yeah.
But we're not going that route. She has a rapier. Pushing attack, rally, temp HP equal to the spirited die roll, plus your charisma modifier, which is what, 2?
Shit.
I think it's 1.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I like riposte.
Riposte. When a creature misses you, you can use a reaction to expend one spirit item. Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
Alright, cool. Cool. Rip.
Am I gonna have decent AC for people to hit, or for people to miss me?
You're gonna have 16 AC because breastplate plus Dex Max 2.
Show us them sweet fencing moves again.
No, I won't. Thanks for asking.
He didn't ask. Do it.
Don't tell me what to do. So yeah, I think she's basically done. So basically, all we need to do is add. So like we can add like description and all. Oh, we have to add equipment. Shit. Can I do that from here? Manage equipment. Starting equipment. Oh yeah, there's a button right there. That works. Choose equipment. So we're gonna do. Crap.
Yeah.
2 martial weapons. Rapier.
Does she actually have both of these?
No, she has a rapier. It's fine. I'm just gonna delete. You know what? I'm not even gonna do these. I'm
just give her what you want.
Yeah. Add starting equipment. Whatever. She got fine clothes, a scroll of pedigree, and a signet ring, and then we're just gonna manually give her the breastplate that she has, the rapier that she has, and that's basically it.
Silver?
It is not silvered. No. They did find a silvered short sword at some point, but like that, bam, she got it, and we're gonna turn off dice rolling because that's dumb.
Wouldn't Ireena already have something silvered, considering that Strahd has bit her twice by now?
That assumes that number 1, she's smart, and number 2.
I mean, I don't think you have to be that smart at
number
this.
2, that those are just available.
She's a noble. She got connections.
In the tiniest goddamn town.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to manage feats. We're going to add Martial Adept. Oh, shit. Fuck. Martial Adept. Alright, so you get 2 more maneuvers.
Yay. I think I like sweeping.
Sweeping? If your attack roll would hit the second, it takes damage equal to the number you roll on your spirit die. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I like trip. Knock him prone.
Yeah, that's a good one. And what else?
Did we pick lunging?
We didn't. No, we did.
Did we?
Did we? It's showing up there. But
yeah,
like, I don't know if it's just showing you everything twice because it's dumb.
We have disarming, lunging, riposte, and now, oh god, we have trip. I really hope the other, like the martial adept ones show up in, but they're probably not gonna. When the sweet I know that's when the sweet fencing happened, but where is? Oh come on, where's the UA? Okay, we don't get the UA.
You don't get to.
No, it was a class feature variant 5e. No, I wanted that one. Damn it. So there are new maneuvers, if I recall correctly. Maneuver. options.
Is the maneuver attack maneuver?
Yeah, that one. Maneuver options. Ambush. When you make a stealth check or initiative roll, you can spend a superiority die and add no. Bait and switch. When you're within 5 feet of an ally, you can spend a superiority die and switch places with that ally, provided you spend at least 5 feet of movement. That doesn't provoke. And then, until the start of your next turn, the ally gains a bonus to AC equal to your superiority die roll. Jesus.
That's neat. Huh, silver tongue.
When you make a deception check or a persuasion check, you can expend one superiority die and add the spirit. That seems okay.
That seems very
appropriate. Yeah. So we just have to turn on playtest content so we can get access to that. And then we're going to do that.
I'm like obsessively clicking the little goddamn treasure chest.
Feats, manage, martial adept, and... oh, crap. Gotta refresh.
Why do I care about channel points anymore anyway? I can't use them on anything.
Well, when you stop being in a game...
Yeah.
It's not showing up. That's annoying. So
I really don't want you to have to...
We're gonna hard refresh. Don't want me to have to what?
Homebrew content.
Oh no, I can't.
Stupid.
I can't homebrew that. That's not homebrewable. It's just being dumb and hasn't updated. That's all. That's cool. Let's go into edit. Maybe it'll show up in here. Bum 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 bum. Maneuvers. Nope, they're not showing up. I did turn on playtest, right? Yeah, I turned on playtest. It'll show up eventually. If we remember, we're gonna give you Silver Tongue.
Cool.
Cool. So that's the thing. She's basically done.
Very neat.
So what's really dumb though is that you have superiority dice 4 per rest right here.
Yeah.
And then all the way down here you have another one. D to be on is a dick.
It's a fighter. It's not like we're doing anything complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes.
You also have action surge at second wind. It's not complicated. So you attack things and then you're out of attacks and then next level you attack things and then you attack things again and then that's it.
Cool.
So she's built. Cool beans.
Now let's talk about where are the players at currently? Where's the party at currently? Why you're adding me in?
Yeah.
And what you want to try to accomplish by adding me in.
Oh, that's bad. That should not be on screen.
Hide your monitors, kids.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That didn't help because it just showed up again. Here, I'm gonna put a window off screen and. Oh god.
We'll cut this out of the VOD. It's fine.
No, I won't. Don't lie to people. It's not nice.
Frag. Ew.
Reset.
Gross.
There we go. Okay, we got a new invite link and people can't see it. Alright.
Every time I shorten your name, I think about that board game that we used to play the shit
Frag.
out of.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So we got Ireena. Okay, by the way, we have an Instagram now.
Why'd you have that open?
I don't know. Because I was trying to see if the post...
yeah.
We have an Instagram now. Check us out, guildedtroll.tv.
I'm going to try really hard for 2 weeks and then probably never post on there, but we're going to try.
Exactly.
We're going to try.
So, where are the players right now? So the players are in Vallaki, and they just attended the Festival of the Blazing Sun, and they are... words are hard. They are just north of Vallaki at Lake Zarvich.
Right.
They rescued... Some asshole already has the Gilded Troll. Really? Dicks.
That's why it made me .tv, I think, as part of it.
Incidentally, the guildedtroll.tv is our website now, as of today. It takes you to our Twitch channel.
We're expanding.
So they rescued Arabelle from Bluto. They don't even know her name. They just know that she's a young Vistana. So I think the real question is, what do you know as Ireena, and what do I want you to... So there's 3 questions.
What's the goal?
Yeah, what's the goal of having you play Ireena? So the main goal of having you play Ireena is I suck at role-playing NPC followers. It is one of my weaknesses as a DM, and it's something I'm constantly trying to work on. I'm constantly trying to find ways to remind myself to, like, react to things in character in ways that aren't like, oh, the DM's telling us to do something.
I think that's hard for any DM.
I'm not saying it's easy to do, it's just something that I'm really bad at.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons that I want you to play Ireena. The other reason is that this group has a distinct lack of focus. They're missing the big picture, I feel, at most times. And they're just kind of going along with the story.
Yeah.
And they're making these micro decisions that their characters would do, which is great. Like, they're in character. But they're not making macro decisions on behalf of their character.
Yeah.
So, predominantly, I want you to be a force to force them to make these macro decisions. So
Okay.
Ireena's not supposed to be this decision maker, this brash, confident, I'm doing what I want and you're following me, because she knows that she's at their mercy.
That would also feel really bad.
Yeah, like, hey, let me throw a player at the table that...
Yeah. Who seems to know exactly what she knows what she's doing now. That's not the goal.
So I do want to bring up role-playing on Ireena. Striking young woman with auburn hair has been bitten twice by Strahd. The villagers are afraid of her and avoid her. We don't care about that because we're not in that village anymore.
No.
The characters are Ireena's best hope for protection, so she is willing to accompany them under certain conditions. Although she appears mild, she has a strong will and she aids the party as best she can in saving herself. She doesn't remember her early past, she doesn't know how she came to Borovia or where she came from. Moreover, her encounters with Strahd are fuzzy memories thanks to his vampiric charm, but she can recall clearly the blazing hunger in his eyes. So this actually gives me so little information about how to roleplay her. This isn't how to roleplay Ireena.
She's confident, but she doesn't know anything.
This is what she knows. And the answer is very little.
Yeah.
Basically what I'm reading is that there's a lot of latitude in deciding how to roleplay her. Yeah. Also, that is not a rapier. That's a short sword.
That's a
maybe
damn sword.
A long sword. So I kind of want to just give her...
Looks like a short sword to
I
me.
kind of want to make her strength-based and then give her better armor. Fuck it. She's fine as is. But the... So we basically have a lot of latitude in role-playing her because I haven't really... She's sort of flip-flopped in terms of personality, and I've kind of justified it with, like, everything is changing in her life. She doesn't know who the hell she is. She doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So, like, you really have a lot of latitude in how to play her, but I think the crux of it is, yeah, but, like, you guys want to leave this place, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you plan on doing that? Because no one can go through the mists. And that's information that I don't think that they have. So one of the things about the design of Curse of Strahd that I think is not poor, but limited, is that it doesn't do a fantastic job of giving opportunities for the players to explore the heavy choking mists. They just see Wall of Fog and they're like, well, that seems like a bad way to go. We're going to go a different way. And then they never experience the DC 20 con save versus exhaustion every round.
Right.
It kills you.
Yeah.
The mist just kills you. You don't, like, you just die.
Mm-hmm.
No one can consistently make DC 20 con saves. Not even a level 20 barbarian. Like, you have plus 13 as a level 20 barbarian.
That's not to say they should be trying that.
No, they shouldn't be trying that. Right, like no one ever goes into the mist, so they don't know that the mist will choke them. Like it's just not a thing that people do. But
players having enough awareness to know it's a bad idea. Yeah.
But because they don't learn that, there's these weird moments where it's like, I mean, we could just like leave. Like we could just walk down the road. Guys, let's build a house and hunker down here. Fuck this fog. Yeah, I mean that's
honestly their current outlook.
Kinda.
But that doesn't drive story.
That doesn't drive a story.
So Ireena is going... Just keep pushing for them to ask themselves, how do you intend to leave? Because that doesn't take any of Ireena's self-interest in mind.
So Ireena essentially has I don't know. I'm coming up with these as I go.
Unless she's just hoping that they take her with.
So Ireena's self-interests are, 1, to stay with her brother.
So she doesn't want to leave.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Like, she still, she doesn't hate her brother. Like, he's family. Their dad died. That super sucks. But I need to leave here because it's not safe. But I'd like to get back to my brother at some point, maybe.
Okay.
Number 2, I don't want to die. That's,
self-preservation at its finest,
Yeah, is that the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? The bottom and the top is self-actualization or some shit like that?
Yeah, basic needs are at the bottom.
Not being dead is a pretty basic need.
Yeah.
And then number 3, she wants to feel like she is doing something. She doesn't want to just be an ornament.
Okay.
She wants to actually have purpose.
Like most nobles are.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like most nobles just are.
She doesn't want to be helpless and defenseless when there's a vampire out together.
Which is why she forced Ismark to train her with a sword when they were younger. Bye, Amber.
Bye.
So she doesn't want to be helpless. She wants to be safe. She wants to eventually get back to her brother, but she knows she can't do that right now. She thinks that Krezk will be safe. She thought that Vallaki would be safe. So, the question is, where are you, and how is she going to react to these things?
So from Lake Zarovich, they have the girl.
They have the girl.
So their next trip would
most likely
be to return her.
Right. So, zoom out a little bit. So they're like right up here. They're I think it's at a quarter mile outside of Vallaki. Mm-hmm. So it honestly, like, the lake is basically right here.
Yeah.
They're not far from Vallaki at all.
And then where's the Vistani?
And the Vistani camp's right here.
Okay.
It's literally like 2 miles away from them. Not even.
How does a town react to Vistani? Like
poorly.
If they, okay, so
poorly.
They would go around.
Yeah.
All right. And
and
Ireena would know that.
They've been told that. They were told that by the Wachter brothers, who they've affectionately dubbed the Paul brothers, to my undying frustration.
Are even relevant anymore?
The Pauls?
Yeah.
One of them just got indicted for tax evasion or something. Yeah, something like that.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So we're here. We're gonna do a ruler. We're gonna do no snapping. So they're basically right on the shore, and they're going down to here. Not even a mile. Although this isn't quite to scale because this is saying Vallaki's 0.6 miles across.
Yeah.
And Vallaki's actually about a mile across if you look at the Vallaki map. So let's say it's 1.5 miles to the Vistani camp. Or let's be generous and say it's 2 miles.
Okay.
What? It's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Half an hour.
Right.
And that's going around the town, which they should. Like, there's room between the wall and the woods.
Yeah, I don't think they'll definitely avoid the town.
They've been told that Vistani are not welcome in Vallaki. And also, this girl is, like, super confused. Like, she doesn't want to go through Vallaki. She just wants to go home.
Why Bluto kidnap her?
So Bluto kidnapped her in order to sacrifice her to Lake Zarovich in hopes that that would help him catch fish. Because
is that a thing you sacrifice to the lake, or is he that dense and crazy?
You sacrifice Vistani.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Why?
Vallakians really don't like Vistani.
That's my yikes for today.
That's your yikes? All right. Incidentally, Rictavio, also known as Rudolf van Brichten, trained his tiger to attack Vistani.
Got it. Okay.
Which is why it was just roaming around the town, not attacking anyone. Because it was looking for Vistani.
Alright.
It can tell them apart somehow.
Cool.
Yeah, super racist. Hi, baby puppy.
Why are your ears down? You come here. Hi.
Hey, don't baby puppy. No one can see you now.
Oh.
Baby
Alright, so they're gonna go around the town.
Baby puppy.
Hi. This is your daily puppy text, guys. Alright, so he was hoping to do that. What, the girl's not going to know that. Well, someone would presumably know why.
Well, the girl would know that she's not welcome in the town.
No, but the whole Lakes Arbage thing. They don't need to know.
She could... I mean, so she could have heard Bluto drunkenly rambling, because dude's wasted.
Absolutely wasted.
Absolutely wasted. Currently, he's slowly doggy paddling his way back to shore, because they flipped his boat. Or actually, they knocked him in the water, and he flipped his boat trying to get back into it.
I would have killed his ass so fast.
Well, he's a commoner with 4 hit points, so not hard.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, so... where even is Lady Bluto?
Town drunk.
Chapter 2, Area L. There we go. Yeah, here it is. He's a destitute drunkard. He's desperate to catch some fish and trade them for wine at the Blue Water Inn. He was unable to catch fish for a week. He kidnapped Arabelle, believing that Vistani are lucky. He intends to sacrifice her to the lake, hoping it will give up some of its fish in return. Yeah.
He's certifiable, Jesus. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, so they're gonna go to the Vistani Camp.
Yeah.
That's the obvious next thing.
Yeah. So, that's a whole thing. And that is something that I've prepped before.
Okay.
So I don't feel the need to super prep it again. So I replaced all of the Dusk Elves with Goliaths. And I did that for Rubeck.
Oh, Rubeck's gonna have a field day.
He is gonna have a field day. And they know that there are Goliaths in the Vistani Camp. The Wachter brothers told them that the Vistani Camp is watched over by those big stone folk.
Mm-hmm.
They are, interestingly, the Borovian Goliaths have a lifespan of 700 years, which is really useful because for the last 400 years, Strahd has enforced a no children policy. 0. Not 1 child, 0. You're allowed to have 0 children.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember you reading through this one.
Yeah, and that got a lot of people's yikes. Got a lot of people's yikes. Sorry, because in the book, not only does he kill the children and forbid children, he murdered all of their women to prevent them from having children. And get this, one of the Dusk Elves in the town wants to resurrect his sister, who would then be the only female Dusk Elf.
I already used my yike. Jeez.
Hey guys, did you know that Curse of Strahd is dark?
You got a lot of views for DM Prep.
Yeah, we got 22 viewers.
Maybe advertising's working.
Maybe our 8 Instagram
Tell
followers.
Your friends.
Maybe our 8 Instagram followers are enjoying our... Oh, we just lost 3 viewers for calling out how many viewers we have.
Damn it.
But also, viewer count is up here, and I have 13.
Oh, what the hell? Twitch lying.
I don't know. So... God, stop hovering things. Jesus. So... They're going to go to the Vistani Camp. Ireena's going to go with them because Ireena wants to stay close to them because she stayed in the church without them and then she got kidnapped by Ezek. And, Ezek's dead now, but that doesn't mean that there can't be some other dude who's obsessed with her who can just walk into the church.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Because it never really found out why.
Right.
How are you supposed to find that out?
I don't know.
I don't think you do.
So the real reason that Ezek is obsessed with
brother.
Yeah, the real reason Ezek is obsessed with Ireena is they're siblings.
And she was taken away.
No. So what happened was Ezek and his sister and their father and uncle went out onto Lake Zarevich to go fishing. On the way back, they were attacked by a direwolf. The wolf bit off Ezek's arm. I think the uncle died in the process. And then Ireena ran off into the woods and was, no one ever saw her again.
Yeah.
So, Uncle dead, Ezek missing an arm, and then somehow Ezek got his arm, got his fiendish arm. He just grew a fiendish arm in place of the arm that got bit off. Probably a dark gift, real talk.
Oh.
And then, out of grief for their dead daughter and their ruined son, Ezek's parents both killed themselves. So Ezek has no parents. He is an orphan. And Ireena was lost. And eventually she stumbled through the woods for like 3 or 4 days until she was eventually found in the village of Borovia.
Is he actually simple?
Ezek?
Yeah. Or did you just kind of play him as simple?
Let's see what his int is. I think it's like 12. It's 10. He's got 10 int. 9 whiz. Like he's... Yeah, he's got 15 fucking charisma though. And expertise in persuasion apparently.
But yeah, Ezek's dead.
Ezek's dead. But yeah, Ireena was adopted by Kolyan and Dirovich, and given a new name and all that.
So from here, where do you think they're gonna go?
From the Vistani Camp? So I think once they're done in the Vistani Camp, and I don't know exactly what they're going to do in the Vistani Camp, but I do know that the Vistani Camp plays into... turn on word rep. It plays into Rubek's reading. The Vistani have what you seek. A fallen sister holds the key to a new community. So the fallen sister is Arabelle. The new community is the Goliaths. They won't talk to you unless the Vistani are okay with it. And the Vistani will be very much okay with it because you returned their kid.
I think Andy will remember that as Rubek
yes,
too.
I do believe so.
Yeah. I always want to say Rubrek. I don't know why.
I keep accidentally calling him Ruben, but I have a coworker named Ruben.
Oh,
so
okay.
Rubek. But yeah, so the Vistani Camp. Hey, continuing gifts you got from Andy.
Hey.
Thanks for resubbing NJ Glouch.
Thank you.
Yeah, every time I read that, I'm like, wait, where does initials end and name begin?
Anyone that willingly subs to us, like, you're awesome, thank you.
You're cool beans.
You're cool beans.
You're cool beans. So the one thing that I didn't prep in the Vistani Camp was, like, the actual Vistani. I prepped the Goliaths and not the Vistani.
He looks like an evil bastard.
So that's Arabelle's dad.
He's kind of hot, though. Jesus.
Yeah, he's kind of... That's Arabelle's dad. That's Luvash. And then this is...
Is he angry?
What the hell is his name?
Is there an image name, like if you hover over it?
No, they're always just numbers. Like...
I don't know who that is.
Oh. What the fuck? Okay.
That's fine.
Oh, it wasn't focused. Yeah, it's Chris Strahd, 518.
Oh, that's annoying.
What is... No, that's the Nail Goliath.
Oh.
I
don't know.
Hang on. Vistani. Oh no, so that's Luvash and Aragal. So this is Aragal, and then this is Luvash. And it's actually his daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Arabelle is his daughter.
Got it.
But I don't know how much of this, like, you need to know. Mostly I want to know, like, what you actually need to know to play Ireena.
Yeah. I don't know what she wants to do. She's just standing at the door.
She just doesn't want to be in here anymore.
No, she wants to go downstairs. She's waiting for us to go.
Yeah. So what do you need to know to play Ireena? Like, what do you know that you don't know? What are the known unknowns?
I don't think they're going to go anywhere this session where my knowledge is super going to matter.
Okay.
So I think given that, you can prep like you normally would have.
Okay.
Stupid Poopy.
Wait, she wanted a bone? She has a bone.
Yeah, but she wanted to bring another bone.
She wanted that bone.
Take.
She's like, I want to go get a different bone because this one sucks.
Come on.
Come on. So basically what I'm expecting is they do want to take Ireena to Krezk, which is... Whoa, that was real close to my foot. They do want to take Ireena to Krezk, which is totally doable.
And Ireena wants to go.
And Ireena wants to go there.
Okay.
And the reason that I am expecting Ireena to be with them for a little while is that Krezk will not let you in without wine.
So they have to go to the winery.
So they have to go to the winery. And Bayless has been messaging me all week, like, dude, I'm trying to find ways to, like, convince the party to go to the winery.
It doesn't seem relevant right now without that information.
Right. It doesn't seem
And Ireena
relevant.
doesn't know it, right? Ireena doesn't know you need wine to enter. So.
No, because the only reason Krezk is demanding wine for entry is because there's a shortage. Because the winery is, under attack.
Got it.
So, yeah, like, no one knows that. But Bayless has been messaging me, like, I want to go to the winery, I want to go to the winery, I want to go to the winery. What?
Did you tell him at some point to have the party go to the winery? Like, did you plant that thought in first?
I see a dark room full of bottles. The one you seek will be kept under lock and key. He's assuming it's the winery.
Okay. I mean...
Which,
fair.
Yeah, fair. It is the winery.
Yeah.
Like, it's the basement of the winery.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm just like, if you can convince them to go to the winery, then you guys can go to the winery, but Ireena wants to go to Krezk, and you really shouldn't split the party because that's really bad. Number one, I don't want to have to play 2 different sessions of Curse of Strahd separately, and number 2, you're gonna die. If you go off alone, you're gonna die.
I mean, if they want to try to split the party, like, that's...
Then I have to stream, so, like, I have to play 2 different games.
Yeah, right.
And that sucks, especially because you have to, like, slowly move the 2 games temporally until such a time as they are in the same place, and then you can play them together. But what happens if their paths go like this, but you don't follow it like that, and then, well, let me turn. What if their paths go like this, but then the way you play it is,
yeah, right.
And it's like, well, fuck, you were there for, like, the last 8 hours, and we didn't consider.
Yeah.
There's no good way to split the party. I also said there's no good way to run a maze, and apparently I did pretty okay with that.
God damn Minotaur.
Damn Minotaur.
That's scary.
So yeah, like, he really wants to go to the winery, and I'm just like, don't split the party. Don't split the party, because I'll kill you. Yeah. I won't kill Snurk. I will kill you, Bayless.
No. We like our tired sweet boy.
But yeah, that's essentially what I need to prep for. So I need to, like, prep the entrance to, or, like, the go the fuck away to Krezk, and then start prepping the winery, and then maybe the Vistani. But, like, I don't think you really need anything for that for Ireena. It's just, you know who Ireena is now?
Yeah.
Like, she's a noble. She doesn't know what her past is. Like, she has no memory of wandering through the woods or getting attacked by a direwolf or being Ezek's sister.
Nope.
No memory of that.
I think it's gonna be a little bit more important when certain decisions need to get made later. And, like, we're not there yet.
Maybe the next time you guys fight a direwolf and it latches onto someone's arm, you get a vivid memory.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, fuck. Like, I've seen that before. Shit. The other thing that we had kind of sort of discussed, I think last night, you and I, was the idea that the dark powers are conspiring against Strahd. Yeah. Like, that's just what they do here.
They're fucking with him.
They're fucking with him.
Yeah.
This is his prison.
Yeah.
Torture
for all
and
eternity.
Part of that is that he can never be united with Tatiana.
Right.
So how do the dark powers keep Ireena, Tatiana, away from Strahd? And the answer that we had come up with is non-detection of some sort. He can't scry her the way he can scry literally anyone else in Borovia. Mm-hmm. Well, why? And the dark gift the dark powers always act in mysterious ways. Mm-hmm. So my idea was essentially that the player characters are a source of non-detection. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse helped us come up with that idea too.
I don't know why I gotta put that in chat. You can just verbalize?
Well, I think he's on his way home, so, like, I don't know if he's reading or watching or... I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I typed it too.
Okay.
Relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
So not scryable.
Not scryable. Non-detection is the thing. So I think that's about it.
I'm good.
But you don't know anything about that. That's just a thing that is.
Nope.
So.
Okay.
Have fun.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Alright, now I got some stuff to prep.
You want to come with me?
You want to go downstairs?
We'll go outside. Come on. We'll go play with the hose.
Bye-bye. Okay, now I can, like, rearrange I'm gonna rearrange my desk so that...
Was I taking up that
taking up so much space.
Jesus!
5 puppers. So, yeah. Alright, so we gotta prep some Vistani Camp. So I didn't prep the actual Vistani. So I do wish that I had the update to the book, and by I mean D&D Beyond. I wish that D&D Beyond had the update to the book that fixed the Vistani, because the copy that I have has a lot of really negative racial stereotypes about Romani people. They did announce the Curse of Strahd revamp that has all those fixes in it. I don't have that. D&D Beyond doesn't have that. So I guess I'm just stuck with running this as written. But I do know that Casimir is the leader of the Goliaths, and he is a wizard, apparently. Yeah, he's a mage, right? Yeah, he's a mage. And then each of the buildings has a guard. Interesting. That's really weird. Holy crap. Those horses take up so much space. That's really funny. Wow. And then we even have... Ah, crap. We have Dusk Elf guards on the map. Ooh, what's Casimir look like? Ooh. Yeah, okay, I remember that. I mean, that's art, I guess. As long as the players can't see the names. Okay, the players can't see the names, so not a big deal. So, Vistani 10, that's kind of the big one. Empty casks of wine, crack of a whip, how's a young man. 6 Vistani passed out in various places on the dead grass. Barely conscious and shirtless teenager hugs the central tent pole, wrists bound with rope and back streaked with blood. Older, larger man in studded leather armor lashes the young man with a horsewhip, causing him to scream again. Standing in the bigger man's shadow is a third man, also clad in studded leather. Easy, brother. I think Alexi has learned his lesson. So, Aragal and Luvash, I did not use plea for help, so they haven't met Aragal, and Luvash is the older of the two. Each brother carries a key that unlocks the padlocks of the treasure wagon, which is... let's turn the GM info overlay up a little. This is the treasure wagon. FHEGG FH. What the fuck? What are these? Let's look at this. E is Luvash's wagon. Okay. F is wagon of sleeping Vistani, wagon of gambling Vistani, and Vistani family wagon. Okay, so you just got E, F, G, H, and I all over here. Vistani treasure wagon. So we got a bunch of stuff. So if my players decided to be murderous assholes, they could just go and kill people. But I think they might realize that's a bad idea. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, so Luvash is unhappy because his daughter has vanished. She's been gone for a little more than a day. Everyone in the camp was drunk and Aragal was away. No one remembers seeing or hearing anything strange. Luvash is determined to find her no matter what the cost. Most of the camp is out scouring the woods when the characters arrive. Missing from the camp are 12 bandits. Cool. If an alarm is sounded, 9 bandits emerge from 3 of the surrounding wagons to arrive at the tent with weapons drawn in 2 rounds. Luvash won't meddle in the characters' affairs without Strahd's consent, and he is quite content to let the vampire deal with them. For a hefty price, he offers to sell the characters' potions that allow safe passage through the deadly fog. He keeps them in the treasure wagon. They don't do anything. If the characters rescue Arabelle and see her safely return to camp, Luvash is overjoyed and offers to repay the favor. He doesn't sell them the fake potions. They aren't as potent as they could be. Instead, he lets them choose a treasure from the treasure wagon. Cool. So let's see. Wooden chest with coins, iron chest with gold, jewelry box with a potion of poison. Cool. Wooden throne with gold inlay, rolled up 10-foot square rug, small wooden box containing 12 fake potions and stoppered gourds. So if they pick the wooden box with the potions, they'll be like, those maybe aren't as potent as they should be. So they're actually going to make an ally here, which is neat. So he is a much more dangerous creature than his brute of a brother. They have something in their possession that is either useful or harmful to Strahd. and Aragal becomes aware of it. He tries to deprive the characters of this item, stalking them if necessary, and going as far as to kill one or more of them if he thinks he can escape with the item in his possession. So if they say anything about the Tome of Strahd, he will try and steal it. He will try to steal it from them. So that's a thing. So yeah, nice. Like, these guys are just gonna be real nice. Also, isn't Alexei supposed to be bound to the center post? Yeah, he hugs the central temple. So he should be here. Yeah. Got it. So, that's nice and easy. Cool, we're done here. So, let's go to Krezk. Let's go to Krezk, the village of Krezk. So, for those of you who don't know, Village of Krezk is a walled city, much more walled than Vallaki is. This wall doesn't go all the way around, though, I guess. So they could just sneak in. Really? That can't be true. But first, let's actually look at the map of Borovia, because there might be some things that we want to do on the way to Krezk. Actually, there's definitely things. Yeah, there's definitely things on the way to Krezk. But before we even do that, so there is an event called the Feast of St. Andral in Vallaki, which occurs the third night that the players are there, which incidentally is tonight. So if they stay here tonight, the vampire spawn are going to rampage across the town, just going to start murdering people, and then the players are probably going to die if they decide to attack the vampires. But that's going to happen during the night. Vampires and swarms of bats are... So the swarms of bats are going to... I mean, it does say like they can prevent it by returning the bones or by destroying the vampire spawn, but like... How would... So Father Lucian wouldn't run out because he knows it's consecrated, but the townsfolk might, and then vampires will eat them as they run out. I don't see any reason that they wouldn't do this. So, like, the only thing really here is that Father Lucian's not going to die. He's not going to become a vampire spawn. They're just going to lose some villagers that the players don't actually give a flying fuck about. And whatever. Fear turns to misdirected rage as townsfolk blame the burgomaster. His all will be well mantra can't protect him from their wrath. Mansion set ablaze, and the baron, his wife, and his son are dragged to the town square, thrown in the stocks, and stoned to death. Wow. 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 So yeah. So I don't hate the idea of this happening like while they're gone and they just come back to find that this has happened. You know, protecting the church is one thing, but protecting the whole town is quite another, and not really something that they can accomplish. I don't see any reason the vampire spawn wouldn't attack anyway. Like, there's 6 of them, and they're practically invincible when it comes to just regular dudes. Like, they have resistance to... Yeah, they have resistance to non-magical attacks, and it's like 82 hit points. So they effectively have 164 hit points apiece. So, like, none of them are dying. Like, they're just going to murder every Wallachian that they want to. Yeah, so I don't hate the idea of that happening, even while they're gone. But the real reason that I want to do this is the idea that Strahd is actually trying to get Ireena, and no, honestly, I like the idea of them, like, it happening quietly in the night while the players are sleeping at the Blue Water Inn. Like, they can hear screaming and wake up to that, and by the time they get over to the church, like, it's already over. There's just dead townsfolk all over the place, and the vampire spawn have fled. Yeah. I don't hate it. Don't hate it. Why would they set the mansion ablaze? I don't want them to set the mansion ablaze because I want the players to be able to, like... I want the players to be able to go into the attic and steal the spellbook. If only because I made a handout for it. Oh, there it is. Victor's Journal. Right there. Victor's Journal. So I found this on Reddit. Someone just wrote out a bunch of experiments that Victor tried where he essentially got... he made Stella go crazy by using mind magic on her. So that's neat. So yeah, so if they sleep at the Blue Water Inn tonight, which I think they will, then the St. Andral's feast happens while they're in town. Otherwise, it happens while they're gone. It is 2 p.m. right now, and if I recall correctly, they could easily get to... no, I want the map of Borovia. So I'm going to measure the route from Vallaki to Krezk. No snapping. Six miles. It's a 2-hour hike. So yeah, like they could easily get to Krezk tonight if they wanted. Like, if they decide, like, yeah, we're done in the Vistani Camp, let's just go to Krezk. You know, they could easily decide, I don't want to be in Vallaki anymore. Why are we waiting till tomorrow? And then it's another 4.5 miles, hour and a half to get to the winery. So if it's 2 o'clock, they spend an hour getting to the Vistani Camp, and then doing stuff there. They could be at the winery by 6:30 p.m. before dark, and then essentially they would be forced to sleep at the winery. I think that's fine. I kind of like the idea of them not being in the town for St. Andral's feast, so they just come back and the burgomaster is dead and the entire town is just a total shit show. So yeah, Krezk. Or no, we want to do things on the way there. So what is P? Areas of Borovia. What is Area P? Area P is the Luna River Crossroads. Always check for random encounter when the characters reach Area P. How often am I supposed to check for random encounters? Random encounters. Every 30 minutes they spend on the road. Okay. Don't check if they've already had 2 random encounters outdoors in the last 12 hours. So one of the things that I do want to do is on the way to Krezk, they run into Rahadin, who is a Goliath in our sort of rewrite. So we can do a random encounter at the Luna River Crossroads. Whoa, don't want to do that. We can do a random encounter at the Luna River Crossroads. What the how big is that? How big is that? What? Like, why do I keep grabbing it even up there? It's really weird. Anyway, so we'll check for a random encounter at the Luna River Crossroad, and like, there's no reason for them to want to be out at nighttime. But I mean, I think it's neat if they are out at nighttime. Like, that'd be really cool. On Revenant. I think that would be really cool, but I think that they're smart enough not to do that. And then one thing that I want to do, what is Area R? That really didn't help. Awesome. Area R, Raven River Crossroads, always check for a random encounter. Stretch of Old Swallow Road has multiple branches. One branch heads north, quickly turning into a dirt path that leads... Okay, one branch heads south. Okay, so you see a weather-worn signpost next to the road. The 3 arms of the sign point along the 3 branches of the road. The arm pointing north reads Krezk, and through the woods you can see an arching stone bridge spanning a river. The arm pointing east reads Vallaki, and the road slopes up gradually in that direction. The arm pointing southwest reads the Wizard of Wines. The road slopes gently downward in that direction. So one thing, so I essentially need 2 scripted random encounters, and I think the Luna River Crossroads and the Raven River Crossroads are actually decent places to do them. So the first one that I want is Rahadin. offering them, essentially giving them another invitation to dine with Strahd, and a reminder that he is not a patient host, and that they would do well to make their way to Strahd post-haste. There's no carriage, there's no wagon, just Rahadin on his own on a skeletal horse, which will give Gramps another thing that he can turn into. Which I think I wrote that down. Yeah, Warhorse Skeleton, Rahadin. And then at some point I wanted to do a random encounter with a Yellow Musk Creeper and some Yellow Musk Zombies, but we don't need to do that just yet. But I will move these up to things that he knows. So. Yeah, that works. There. Cool. All right. So yeah, Warhorse Skeleton's another form that he can take once he sees this Warhorse Skeleton. What CR is that instantly? Is that CR half? So he can turn into it right now. That's neat. Not particularly powerful. Not the greatest defenses. Not the greatest attack. The main draw is the 60-foot move speed and the fact that it's a horse, so they could ride it. Actually, what's its strength? 18 strength. Nope, wrong program. God damn it. That program. Close that. So 15 times 18 times 30. Nope, not times 30. Times 2. That's the carry capacity of a 18 strength large creature. Doesn't seem like a lot, but that should be enough to carry Rubek and Snark. And then Elodie is basically weightless. So I guess it's just Inej that has to walk then. I don't know. I don't think... yeah. Campaign prep. Yes, I'm doing DM prep for Curse of Strahd right now. Once I'm done, I'm going to be doing campaign prep for Odyssey of the Dragonlords. And I just lost my hair tie that I was playing with. Hold on. Is it over there? I'll find it eventually. So yeah, scripted random encounters on the way to Krezk. First, first encounter with Rahadin, and then werewolves. So there we go. Werewolves in human form. So is there a description for a werewolves? Here we go. If the werewolves are in human form, read. A deep voice calls out, "Who goes there?" Through the chill mist, you see a dark man in drab clothing wearing a tattered gray cloak. Yeah. So, werewolves. May I interest you in some freshly brewed homes? Like, homebrew? Is that what you're referring to? Because I'm homebrewing the shit out of this thing. What you got for me? Werewolves in human form pretend to be trappers. If more than one is present, the others are within whistling distance. Okay, so there's one on the road, and then the rest within whistling distance. So I'm thinking that I kind of want to do it like right across the bridge because I've got this. I don't have it right now. Oh wow, the hair tie landed on my keyboard, which is black. That's why I couldn't find it. There was a bridge map on this subreddit, I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I'm going to try it. Bridge. Not quite. It's not the one. Can you send some homebrew? Yeah. So that's the same bridge, it just looks a little different. What you got here? Path of the Bound One. Spellcasting Barbarian. I mean, half caster, third caster. Warlock spell. Oh, Pact Magic. Okay. Is it half Pact Magic? Table spell slot column for your level. There's no table. So first question is it half caster or third? Okay, third Pact caster. Okay. I have seen those before. Pick subclass. So the main problem is that barbarians can't cast spells while they're raging. Any other worldly patron first level feature. Yep. Cantrip with attack action, which doesn't work while raging. Yeah, unless this one says casting concentrate while raging. Okay. Considered to be melee weapon. Spell attacks are considered to be melee weapon attacks for the purpose of continuing or rage. Okay. If you choose Hexblade, any weapons you wield while raging gain the benefit of your Hex Warrior feature. This seems busted. I would probably just delete that whole sentence. Seems like a flavor miss. You critically hit a creature while raging and placed under the effects of the confusion spell. Cool. I would still give them a save. Well, if it's only on a critical hit. I would just limit that to once per short or once per long. When you're in a rage, choose a fighting style. That seems weird. There's a second page. Oh, okay. There are more packs. Flying speed, fiendish wings, flying speed. Without having ignore temporary hit points. Okay. Yeah, Raven Queen's basically useless because very, very, very few monsters have temp HP. For every 2 points of damage you take, you gain 1 temporary hit point. That's cool. That's pretty neat. Yeah, these are pretty cool. I would limit the confusion to probably once per rage, because that is a thing that happens. The one that ignores temp HP is basically useless, and then I would get rid of the level 6 Hexblade rage damage for charisma, because like being Hexblade is already too good, so don't give people more reasons to pick Hexblade. Otherwise, it looks really cool. I do enjoy third caster Pact Magic. I've seen a class that used that. It was Binder. There was a subclass that did that. I was like, who's posting a novel and it's just Streamlabs. You can use Constitution instead of Charisma for the Warlock features. Including Hexblade? Like, you can use Constitution to attack, because that's even more disgusting. Like, the idea of a barbarian who dumps strength for Constitution and Dex is terrifying. Like, that is not something that I would want to let my players use. So I don't know if I want to use this map. My problem is the bridge is so narrow, and it doesn't really like accurately represent Stone Bridge battle map. We're gonna go to Reddit R battle maps. Stone Bridge. Animated maps, old stone bridges. No, not that. Stone Bridge and River. Yeah, like this is more something like a. This is more what I was thinking. So I like this. I'm gonna use this. This is a cool map. We do love animated maps, but that one wasn't. That one wasn't like this. Isn't what I need because like I don't have 2 parallel bridges. I just have the one. I might actually use this at Solanka Pass. Because I think Solanka Pass might... Oh, there's not enough snow here, though. Stone bridge. That's not quite right. The stone bridge. Okay. Dyson logo style dungeon map. Nope. Castlegate battle map. Animated maps are great till it fucks the inner. Yeah. Yeah. Forest Bridge. This dude make. Did he make it in Unity or something? Like, wow. Like, this thing's 3D. I don't like how the squares aren't lined up with, like, being able to walk on the bridge. I know I'm nitpicky. But I did find the one I liked. So I'm going to use that. So we're going to throw that in Roll20. So we're going to make a new page. Which means we need to drag it all the way over. So annoying. Alright. Not right there. I want. There we go. So river crossing. Yeah, we have so DM hotline on our Discord server. That's a fantastic channel to get feedback on homebrew. Or I made this. That's a channel explicitly for things you made. So either one of those channels, we have a lot of DMs on our Discord server. So you're almost guaranteed to get some. Oh look, I already had that. You're almost guaranteed to get some good feedback on our Discord. Yeah. So we're uploading, and that's probably tanking my stream. Discord. Yeah, just the discord.gg link right up above. Why is this upload taking so long? It's only a meg. What the hell? There we go. Okay. So make sure we're on the map layer. Toss it in. And of course it did that thing where it's not the right size. So let's go to Strahd maps and see what the size of this image is. It is a megabyte, so I'm hoping it's actually a large image. Link doesn't seem to want to work. Set dimensions. 1540 by 2380. Set. Now are those multiples of 70? 40 to 70, 22, and 2380 to 70. Okay, cool. So I can just put these numbers into the size of the seam. Well, what's that? Slam that right there, and bam, automatically lined up. Cool beans. Yeah, let's try this out. Yeah, we beam the info to your Discord app. Yeah, if you already have the Discord app open, it'll join in Discord rather. Hey, it looks like you made it work. Welcome to the Discord. So. So we've got the river crossing map, and essentially we just have some. So yeah, I think he's gonna call out from around the corner. So we're gonna throw. So first of all, I'm gonna roll a dice, and by a dice I mean a random.org for how many werewolves there are. So we're gonna do 1 to 6. Generate. I was really afraid to be 1, but I guess we're only gonna get 1, so that's cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to move this guy to. Oh, it's a multi-sided. Oh, that's neato. Thank you. That's cool. So we're gonna choose side. We're gonna make it male. So yeah, he's gonna be around the corner. Players are gonna be like crossing the bridge when he calls out who goes there, and he'll turn the corner to within their sight. And I am actually going to do something that I haven't done before, which is make my own dynamic lighting. And it's going to be real simple. I'm going to put some yellow here. And I'm going to put some yellow here. Just in these trees. So the reason I'm doing this is I really want to play up the sense that this is sort of a dusky road. So I am going to turn on updated dynamic lighting. We don't need Explorer mode. And then we'll put the darkness effect. Yeah, we'll leave it at 35. That's fine. And then I just need some tokens. So the question is, do these tokens have... whoops. The question is, do these tokens have light on them? Vision does not emit light. Vision does not emit light. Vision emits light. So it looks like they're already set up. Vision, cool. Vision, night vision emits light. Cool. All right. Oh, do you have night vision enabled? Should. You're an elf. Cool. Sharpen effect. What the hell does that do? Whatever. So we're gonna copy these. We're gonna put them on river crossing. And we're gonna paste them. And then we are going to turn on, we're going to turn on global illumination so that everything that could be lit is lit. So daylight mode, everything's lit, it's just a matter of lines of sight. So if we take a look at what the... Oh, I turned on Explorer mode, didn't I? No, I turned on daylight mode. Huh? Why is that behaving that way? I turn on daylight mode, which should, in theory, make everything... Oh, I just needed to remove them. So if we take a look at what Snarks can see, he cannot see around them corners. Neat. This is the power of dynamic lighting. That's it. So, yeah. That's all I did. That's all I wanted to do. Now I have it. Took me a minute, so it's fine. So this is going to be the encounter with a werewolf. There's only going to be one werewolf. He pretends to be a trapper, and there are not any others. They try to befriend the characters to see if they're carrying silvered weapons. If they have no such weapons, if they appear to have no such weapons, they assume hybrid form and attack. Otherwise, they part company with the characters and leave well enough alone. Werewolves in wolf form follow the party from a safe distance. Okay, they're not in wolf form. These are in human form. Captured werewolves can be forced to divulge the location of their den where they keep their prisoners. So my players are actually after werewolves. I didn't use the werewolves in the mist, but my players did. I did use a hook that involved werewolves, so I will allow that too. So they can be forced to divulge the location. So that's the thing. So I got that set up. So those are my encounters on the way to Krezk. So Krezk. Road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment, ending at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot high wall of stone reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the wall, you see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin white wisps of smoke. The somber toll of a bell comes from a stone abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed. It's hard to tell at this distance, which seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that lead up from the walled settlement to the abbey. Svalbard Road continues west, sure. So the junction is like right outside of Krezk, right? Yeah. So the junction is like right here. You can see Krezk from the junction. Map of Krezk includes a diagram of the gatehouse-ish, yeah. Air goes colder as you approach the walled settlement. 2 square towers with peaked roofs flank a stone archway. 4 figures wearing fur hats watch you nervously. So the air goes colder as you approach the walled settlement. Stone archway, figures wearing hats. 5 rounds after the alarm sounds. Why would the alarm sound? Oh, if the characters are seen flying or climbing over the walls. Party killed Ireena in your first session. Oof. Yeah, never allow evil players in a campaign unless you've agreed that it's an evil campaign. Double doors are made of thick wood, planks bound, blah blah blah. There aren't enough people in Krezk to adequately defend its outer wall. Okay. If they ask to be let inside or otherwise draw the attention, one of the guards fetches the burgomaster. Dmitri is a lord and expects to be treated like one. He places the safety of his village above the welfare of strangers. He assumes the characters are Strahd's allies or enemies. Either way, their presence spells trouble for Krezk. Dmitri isn't prepared to shelter his enemies any more than he's willing to humor his allies. The only way they can earn his favor is to help. If the players ask what they can do, he asks them to secure a wagon load of wine from the Wizard of Wines. His people have been without wine for days, and the next delivery is long overdue. So yeah, nice and easy. What's the reply feature do? Wow, that's... Why does that exist? What? That's really weird. I don't know why they added that feature. So, like, that's pretty much it for Krezk. If my players decide to bust in... Fuck. But I think they'll be more than happy to go to the winery. So let's prep like the beginning of the winery, because I don't think we're gonna get very far in the winery, if at all. So let's check it out. Wait, you don't have like the grounds? Hang on. Wizard Wines. Isn't there more map than that? Oh wow, I thought there was more map than that. Okay, that's frustrating. So, like, past the ground floor is, like there's a farm. Like, that's a thing that exists. That's annoying for me. It's really annoying for me. Yeah, that's frustrating as hell. So I don't really feel like drawing a whole lot of maps, but it's fine. We don't have to do that right now. Approaching the vineyard. Muddy path. Sign says vineyard. And then essentially, like, we introduced Davy and Mardukov. The Mardukovs have been forced out by some druids and some blights. There are 3 barrels in the loading dock, plus another 3 barrels and several wine barrels in the cellar. There's more wine still fermenting. Drawing maps? Boots up dungeon. I mean, don't do that. Don't make me maps. I mean, I would love you forever, but don't do that. But yeah, like, it's essentially just like, I want more than 2 squares past the door. Like, just a little bit of space for, like, combat to happen outside. Because, like, there's a vineyard. Like, there should be, like, rows and rows of vines and grapes and all that nonsense that, you know, every time I've run this, I just sort of, like, draw some lines radiating out from the building. And I just, like, hey, here, like, approach through the grapes. Yeah, grapes. What did I say? So yeah, so essentially it's just Davian Mardukov and the rest of his family. So Davian is Erwin's father. So Adrian and Elvir are his. Adrian, Elvir, and Stefania would be Erwin's siblings, and then Dag is Stefania's husband. And then there are 4 children: Claudio, Martin, Vigo, and Yolanda. Yolanda, that's awesome. The boys are were-ravens with 7 hit points each, and Yolanda is effectively a human with 1 hit point. She can't assume other forms yet. So. Yeah, so they're just like chilling on the side of the road, like, hey, so we can't like go in. It kind of sucks. Where are they sleeping? Like, are they just like turning into ravens and sleeping in the trees? But the youngest can't turn into a raven yet. I don't know. So kind of interesting. So the main reason that Snurk wants to come here is for Dorianito, and I am placing him down here in W14B, under lock and key. So he's just like chained to a post, basically. See, a dark room full of bottles, the one you seek will be kept under lock and key. He's just chained to the post, which is very uncomfortable to have your like arms chained behind your back just all day. But you know, he'll deal. I'm imagining that he has enough chain to like at least like pull his arms like to the side, but like it's around the post. So, and it's like a thick post. It's not like this like thing that you can just pull on and knock it over. So, yeah, I between the roleplay with Arabelle, the talking at the winery. Or at the Vistani Camp, talking with Rahadin, potentially dealing with the Feast of St. Andral aftermath, and then the werewolf encounter, and then the roleplay at Krezk. I think I have plenty prepped. You know, I've got essentially the beginning of a bunch of things prepped. If they decide to just balls deep one thing, then it's fine. I'll just play it cold. I just prefer to be prepped for things. So I think I'm going to call Curse of Strahd prep here. So I am going to I'm going to run an ad as I hit the be right back button, and in a few minutes I'm going to start prepping for Odyssey of the Dragonlords. So any of my Odyssey players who are here, get the hell out. And someone let the Curse of Strahd players know that they can join to watch the Odyssey prep if they would like. And for all of you who aren't a player in either of my campaigns, feel free to stick around through the break. We'll be right back in like 3 minutes and prep some Odyssey of the Dragonlords. So I will be right back.